What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, although not in any particular order, ticker is CIGL, sitting at $3.98, has been trading less than 1 year, but over the last 1 month, it is up 182%. Just the last 5 days alone, up 61.13%. So for those of you that are new to the channel and this kind of series, I like to choose stocks that have good pre-existing momentum, as well as in many cases shorts just being overextended. So this does kind of meet that criteria. A lot of good information here, such as market cap and so forth. This is what they do if that kind of floats your boat. It is based out of Singapore Security and Alarm Services, founded in 1997, but 13.34% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 191,000 shares. So this does meet the criteria that the market likes to squeeze. So obviously heavily shorted, low float, meets that criteria. Again, cost to borrow average, 574.15%. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate, but still nonetheless, still fairly high. Short score is 79.16. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then through IBKR, it does indicate a measly 900 shares is available. So reason why I bring that up is typically you'll see some big money target stocks that have kind of low available shares, and they will buy it just for the purposes of lending that out. So at the end of the day, a lot of these stocks could be seeing a bump up coming from big money buying. So even though it does have some good pre-existing momentum, you could see that ball continuing to roll. So this stock, add it to your watch list. Moving on to the next one, ticker is BURU, sitting at 22 cents. Over the last 1 year, not doing that great, down 50.42, but over the last 5 days, up 66.77%. So again, meeting that criteria of some good pre-existing momentum. This is what they do, based out of the States, industrial machinery and supplies and components. 8 employees, founded in 2015. Right now, 33.85% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 25.7 million. And so you can kind of see from here, shorts have just doubled and tripled down. So roughly beginning of August, short interest was 2%. Now it is at 33. So they have really tried to suppress the price, and it hasn't really worked out too well, like as I just mentioned, but still, nonetheless, this is definitely something to add to your watch list based on all of that. Short score is 72.97 as well. So let me know your general thoughts on that one. Moving on to the next one, ticker is PLUG. So Plug Power, very popular lately. And so it is sitting at 381 over the last 1 year, up 84.95. Over the last 1 month alone, up 150%. So crazy stuff. In case you don't know what they do, on the odd case, this is it. So electrical components and equipment based out of the States. What just came out after hours on Friday was this. So Trump considering significant tariff relief for US auto production. That in general will really help Plug's business. So in theory, you should see some crazy activity in the short term. Aside from that though, 31.85% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 356 million shares. DTC sitting at 4.65 days. So the higher the number, the higher the magnitude potentially of a squeeze. And so that does factor in the average volume that the stock gets in comparison to the number of shares being shorted. So again, very high stuff. Shorts very overdone. So it went from about 22% short interest, which was the 52-week low that was in June, to where it is now. So shorts have really doubled down, tried to suppress it at all costs, but clearly has not really worked out too well. Even on Friday, though, they did increase 1.63 million shares. Short score, 76.64, and then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 1.8 million shares. So dependent on how the week plays out, you could be seeing some buying. Cost to borrow is kind of on the low end, so that might be a deterrent from big money kind of buying it, right? Because essentially you want limited shares and also higher cost to borrow. That way it's advantageous. So again, something to keep in mind. But aside from that, moving on to the next stock, ticker is DPRO, and sitting at 10.29 over the last 1 year, up 191%. And then over the last 1 month, it is up 124%. So definitely pretty good stuff there. Seasonality with us now being in October, it is down about 6.7% on average over the last 5 years. But again, I think right now is a unique circumstance. So I think it might be one of the outliers, possibly similar to 2021, just tenfold. One thing to take note of though, this is the company profile. So based out of Canada, aerospace and defense. So again, pause the video if that's your thing to read through that. But 14.28% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 3.03 million shares. Cost to borrow average, 186%. Shorts have doubled and tripled down. So very reactive to the stock price. So they are trying to really suppress it. And it's interesting. So in a lot of these stocks cases, shorts are reactive to the price, but eventually there's going to be a pinch. Either shorts win and the stock price does peak and it starts to go down, or given the market momentum, the stock price does continue to move higher and shorts are stuck. And they're kind of put in a very difficult conundrum where they either have to take the loss or potentially double and triple down, making them more overextended. So things like this, very perfect kind of opportunity for a good squeeze. Short score is 80.56, and then through IBKR it does indicate roughly around 55,000 shares is available to be shorted. So again, you might be seeing some buying from this stock. And then moving on to the last one, Open Door, sitting at 8.11 over the last 1 year, up 320%. Then over the last 5 days, it is down a little bit, but over the last 1 month, still doing fairly well, despite some short-term consolidation. So it is up 54.62% over the last month. This is what they do, in case you are curious. So it is based out of the States and so forth, but 20.3% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 143.9 million shares overall being shorted. Cost of borrow average sitting at 2.76%, kind of on the low end a little bit. Shorts on Friday did increase 3.18 million shares. Short score 67.16. Shorts in this case haven't really been that reactive to the price. Rather, they've just been lingering around. They're waiting. I don't know if they're waiting for the right moment to really double and triple down, or if they're just stubborn as hell. I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, they have been kind of sticking around. So we'll wait and see how this all plays out. Put it in comparison though, way back in April, short interest was 10.82. At the peak, it looks like it was at 33 or 34%. So at the end of the day, shorts very overextended. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 1.8 million shares is available to be shorted. So definitely add all these stocks to your watch list, because you never know. Definitely things can get very heated very fast. And for those of you that did tune in to my last video on Wednesday, a lot of these stocks that I listed went up considerably. So again, this is why add them to your watch list. And yeah, let me know your viewpoint. And if there is any other squeeze plays, throw some tickers in the description below. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.